What's up, YouTube? This is William from W&J Wrestling, and this is a week in wrestling. This is for 8/13 to 8/17/2012. Um, Mostly this week is just for WWE, is just kind of building the hype up for SummerSlam, which is this Sunday, and TNA. It was a little bit better of a show. They're a slow dying company. Maybe one day they can pull themselves out of the dirt. But let's just go ahead and get into the week. First episode of the week is Raw. And the first match announced for Raw was supposed to be Punk versus Big Show. And the match ended in a DQ when Bryan came and interfered. It was a pretty decent match going so far. Just typical small guy versus big guy. You know, Punk kicking his legs, trying to get him down and all. But yeah, Bryan came in, demanded that he be in the WWE Championship match at SummerSlam, which is not going to happen because he already has his match against Kane. So he attacked Punk, put him in the no lock now, and Big Show I think dropped the elbow on Punk, and then I think Cena came out or something. And then AJ ended up announcing that it was going to be a tag team match later on in the night of Punk and Cena versus Show and Bryan. Next, they cut a promo with JTG in the back, where he was. I don't know if anybody knew, but on Twitter a couple weeks ago, he was complaining about like how he never gets to be on TV no more, and I guess just like him and other stars who just kind of sit in the back and do nothing. And so they actually like gave him a little promo, and he's like complaining to Caitlyn. Uh, and AJ walks by and says, "Are you saying I'm not doing my job right, or I'm doing bad at my job?" And he's like, "No, no, I'm not saying that at all." And she's like, "You know what? I have a match for you next." And so he goes after his match, and he gets terminated by Ryback. Um, so yeah, that was another Ryback squash match. So maybe JTG won't open his mouth no more. Uh, Next up was R-Truth versus Heath Slater. It was a decent match. Truth won. I know, so very unpredictable. And then the primetime players come out without AW, unfortunately, and they jump R-Truth. For some reason, Kofi Kingston was not supposed to be in the building, so he couldn't help R-Truth, and so it just makes the primetime players look good going into SummerSlam for the match. I'm hoping they win because they need the belts to be on relevant people. Moving on, Sin Cara was scheduled for a match against Tensai. He ended up winning. Now here's the thing confused me. Before the match started, they showed their little Slam of the Week thing, and it was Sin Cara rolling up Cody, and then they have this match next. And so I'm expecting either sometime during the match or after the match, Cody to come out and attack Sin Cara to build up for their feud, and that just didn't happen, which is just really weird for me. It made no sense as to why they played the video from SmackDown. So, just kind of odd for me. And the match was okay. He didn't botch too bad like he usually does. There were still a couple moments. So yeah, he's. I guess they're telling him that he's on the verge of being fired soon. Okay, this match was made first to start off as there's supposed to be a Piper's Pit, and you could vote one of these three to be on there, and Jericho won. And this had to be the most pointless Piper's Pit that there's ever been. He really didn't talk at all. Uh, and so it was mostly just kind of Jericho hyping up the crowd, and then Ziggler and Miz both came out eventually, just kind of flaunt their egos, and it just led to like everyone attacking each other, and then it went to commercial break, and AJ scheduled the triple threat match, and I thought it was an excellent match. I actually thought Miz was gonna win, so they wouldn't make Ziggler or Jericho look better than the other going into SummerSlam, but they gave Ziggler the win. So, I mean, from what most everyone's understanding, Ziggler is going to win the match at SummerSlam. So, I guess it's just building up for him to look good going into the match, which is understandable. I thought this was a very good match. All three competitors did very well. It was a very evenly done match, like two people ganging up on one person. It kind of started off like that a little bit, but then, as always, it separates and everyone was going after each other. So yeah. Um, Next it was Layla and Caitlyn beat Beth and Eve in a match. I thought this match was pretty pointless. The only purpose it served was just for Caitlyn to beat Eve to make her look good going into her match on SmackDown for the position. So it was a terrible match in all honesty. All four of them wrestled terribly. There were so many like botched moments and just terrible, terrible women's wrestling. It was a disgrace. Um, then Punk and Cena beat Bryan and Show in their tag match that they had, and